Hi guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about Polycystic Ovary Syndrome, also known as PCOS. I'm going to be letting you guys know about my personal journey and some things I'm going to be doing moving forward to kind of help me with this disorder. Now, before we get started, please make sure to like and subscribe to my channel, and then I'll let you guys know all about what PCOS is, my personal journey, and how it can potentially, some of the things that I'm doing, it could potentially help you too if you are someone who suffers from PCOS. Let's get started. Those of you guys who don't know, this month, September, is Polycystic Ovary Syndrome Awareness Month. And what PCOS is, it's a hormonal disorder that is found in many women around the productive age. This disorder can affect us in many different ways, and I'll go through all of those different complications. But 3 ways that you can potentially know if you have PCOS is if you experience abnormal bleeding, so heavy periods or lack of, so an irregular cycle. The second one is if your doctor has done a pelvic exam on you and noticed that you have polycystic ovaries. And then the third one is access, and I'm going to say this wrong, but access androgens. Well, I'll get into how I personally have been affected by PCOS and what I've been doing, and also some of the steps that I am going to be taking moving forward in order to really help with this disorder. Because if any of you guys personally have suffered from PCOS or have a friend who suffered from PCOS, you would know that it affects us not just physically, but also emotionally. There's a lot of things that go into it. I would say it's even impacted me financially because we try a lot of different products, a lot of different supplements and everything to try to get our hormonal balance corrected. So I definitely feel like if you are someone like me, it has impacted you in many different ways, and I want you guys to know that you guys are not alone. This video has actually been kind of hard for me. This is my 4th time filming it, but it is my personal journey, and I've gotten emotional doing this because I do feel like I've gotten negative feedback before when I've talked about PCOS, but I do feel like I want people to know that they're not alone, and doing your research is going to be, you know, very important because everyone's journey is different. But I definitely wanted to talk to you guys today and let you guys know some of the things that have personally impacted me. I do hope that this is some valuable information, and this doesn't just have to be about people with PCOS. Some of the things that I am going to be sharing with you guys that I've been doing or I'm going to be doing in the future can help someone if they are in a weight loss journey, or if they struggle from acne or some of the symptoms that I have having PCOS. So I will let you guys know what I've been doing, what I'm going to be doing, and hopefully that you guys find that information valuable. With PCOS, there are issues of hormonal acne, weight gain, difficulty to lose weight, infertility. Some people experience premature births or miscarriages often. There's also the risk of your uterus cancer, urinary cancer, I think that's how you call it. There's also the risk of type 2 diabetes, sleep apnea, and I'm looking down because I have some of these written down here. Abnormal bleeding, irregular cycles, which is generally the top one, polycystic ovaries, which are kind of like a pearl necklace around your ovaries, basically, like people like to say, but it's like cysts that surround your ovaries, like male baldness. There's a lot of different symptoms in here, and every woman is different. So as I list these, guys, if you are somebody who suffers from PCOS, please, or you think that you may have PCOS, consult with your doctor. This video is not meant to treat, cure, or diagnose you in any way, shape, or form. This video is strictly just to inform you guys about my personal journey, my personal struggle, and some of the things that I'm doing, have done, and will be doing moving forward to try to see more changes. And then I'll give you guys a few updates on my progress. I definitely don't want to lead you guys in the wrong direction. I partner with my OBGYN and my PCP really frequently. I talk to them, I get my blood work done twice a year. So I am very involved in trying to make this change my lifestyle and really get things right. So I do, as much as I believe in natural health and herbs and things like that to help with my hormones, I do also believe that sometimes you do need medication. So you have to figure out what's going to be best for you. I'm not going to lead you guys in any which way. I'm just going to let you guys know what my experience is, and then you guys can do your research and talk to your physician, whatever it's called, doctors, and then that way you guys can make your own informed decision on what you need to do. Okay, so my personal journey with PCOS, I want to say I kind of started to notice this back in college, although I wasn't diagnosed with PCOS at that time. What happened was I didn't get my cycle for 3 months, which generally I used to always skip a month. It used to be every other month, and I was also a late bloomer. I didn't get my cycle until I believe the summer before 9th grade or the summer after 9th grade, one of those. So I definitely got a cycle late in the and I wasn't concerned about missing a month. But when I missed 3 months, I did believe it's time to go to the doctor because that's not necessarily normal. And my doctor did mention like the C word of like having blood buildup and things of that nature, which scared me, you know, 18-year-old me. So I definitely decided to be on birth control, which did help regulate my cycle and didn't give me too many issues, except I did notice I started breaking out and gained weight almost immediately. I didn't double. I went from like B's to C's like really quickly. So my doctor did reduce the amount of estrogen that was in the birth control prescription that she originally gave me. Those worked a little bit more. I personally don't like taking medicines that I don't believe that I really need. That's just always been me. I barely even like taking an Advil. So that was it for college. I didn't really know if I had PCOS. It wasn't until after college I really started to gain weight. It just became like clear, like, okay girl, like you are getting big. Like you went from 120 to like 150, and you know, at first I kind of liked it. I was looking a little thick, had a little booty or whatever. I never had a booty, but I thought I did. And basically I thought I was looking cute, and I was like, nope, this is not cute at all. And you know, people used to make even comments because my major is in marketing. So I've also been told like, how would you, like, why would you pick marketing? Like you don't even have the look for marketing, which was kind of heartbreaking. And especially because like I wanted to start my YouTube channel back in 2015, and my thoughts were kind of like, dang, like I don't have the look to start a YouTube channel. And even this year, starting my YouTube channel, I started with food because I can hide behind the camera. It was very easy for me to hide behind the camera, and now I'm at the point where I don't want to hide behind the camera anymore. I believe I am a work in progress, and I am doing what I need to do in order to build my confidence, and a part of that is to face my fear. So me talking to you guys about this, especially something so personal to me, this is like my 4th or 5th recording of this video, because I think the first time I did it I kind of started tearing up, because it is something that I battle or struggle with every single day, and people don't understand it. Your friends don't understand it, which is why I started therapy. But I'll give you guys another snippet of that later on. I wasn't diagnosed early on. It wasn't until after college I started gaining a lot of weight and had a lot of acne. And in the midst of me having a lot of acne and gaining weight, I went to the doctor, and she didn't say anything about PCOS. I did research and I kind of felt like my symptoms aligned with it, but then she did my hormone test, and that wasn't completely out of whack. So she was like, let's do a pelvic exam. But then I got nervous. I was scared, because one thing with PCOS, it can affect you from an infertility standpoint. So if you know me, you know I want to have a baby. Like that is one of my things that I want to do. So because of that, I don't think I was ready to hear news that I could potentially never have children. And I mean, I learned now that there's plenty of women with PCOS who have babies. It's just, it can cause a few miscarriages or premature birth if you're not taking care of yourself, especially when you do conceive or when you're trying to conceive. It's not the fact that you won't have a child. So I am happy to know that like I can bear children. It's not something that I can't do. But so I ended up going to her. She didn't diagnose me at the time. I wasn't ready. Then I moved to Arizona, and the weight continued to get on me, but it was weird because I was hiking Camelback Mountain, A Mountain with my friends. I mean, I ate out. I did everything that people in their early 20s do, but at the same time, my diet from Monday through Friday, for the most part, completely healthy. Even on the weekends, I didn't splurge too much unless I was with my friends. And I was hiking, I was active. I had a gym downstairs in my building, so I definitely used that, and nothing was really working. I immediately went from like 150 to 200 pounds. I think the heaviest I've been is 220. And I'm a little embarrassed to say that, but it's my reality. It is what it was. And I just was not losing any weight at all, and I just didn't know what to do. And then I was in a very stressful work environment at the time, so I didn't get my cycle for 9 months, and I copped it to just, I'm stressed out, this is why I'm not getting my cycle. Basically, it wasn't necessarily just that. I think stress in combination with PCOS definitely contributed to me not getting my cycle in Arizona. So when I didn't get my cycle, I went back to my gynecologist and I decided, you know what, I need to hear the truth. I need to know what it is that I need to do. I'm getting older, I want to have a baby. So, well, I wasn't trying to have a baby at the time, but just thinking long term, what is it that I need to do? So I took a blood test to check my hormone levels again, and then I did a pelvic exam. The blood test did show elevated hormone levels, and also I did the pelvic exam show polycystic ovaries, meaning that it looked like a pearl necklace around my ovaries. They say that it looks like a pearl necklace, but to me, I saw a whole bunch of little not bumps, I think that sounds disgusting, a whole bunch of little cysts basically around my ovaries in the inside. And you know, generally they go away on their own, or they say birth control pills help. So my doctor did try to prescribe me with birth control, but I thought about the long-term effects about birth control. To me, I felt like if I can potentially have problems with infertility or miscarriages, why should I put something in my body that is to prevent me from getting pregnant? So I decided not to go that route. The second thing she recommended was Metformin. For those of you guys who don't know, Metformin is a type 2 diabetes medicine, and because people with PCOS are prone to getting type 2 diabetes sometimes in their life, they generally prescribe us as a preventative measure. I decided, well, you guys tested if I had type 2 diabetes. I don't, nor was I at risk, because again, I wasn't eating badly. So I decided I'm not gonna take something if I don't have to take something. Especially, I know people who take Metformin and they said that the first month or two is really rough on their body. So I didn't want to put my body through something that I didn't have to go through. So then she prescribed me the same thing that the previous doctor did, which was something to kickstart my period every single month and to see what happens from there. So I decided to take that. What I didn't like about that is sometimes it made me cramp. It wasn't necessarily comfortable. It didn't feel natural. And at some point I was just like, okay, well, this pill is cool and everything, but I want my cycle to start on its own. My body was designed in a way and was supposed to work in a certain way. So I wanted to see if it could work that way. So I stopped taking the birth control pills and I started going ham in the gym 7 days a week, everything, when I was in Arizona. Now, I wasn't losing any weight. My cycle did start to come on naturally. Well, first month it came on, second month it came on, third month, and I stayed consistent. It did not. And I mean, when I say stay consistent, I wasn't doing 7 days a week every single month. I think I was maintaining 5 to 4 days a week, 30 minutes minimum in the gym. Sometimes I would escalate it to an hour. Whatever the case may be, I was exercising more than I was previously to see if I can see results. I ate a lot more salads, a lot more vegetables, small portions whenever I was out with friends. I really did try to make a difference, and nothing. So it just was really discouraging, and at some points I did give up. And I know that is the struggle with the consistency part. I have friends who feel or I guess not friends necessarily, but people who have thought that maybe I'm just being inconsistent, and partially that is true. But if you do know about PCOS, you do have challenges with losing weight. Our body does not break down foods normally, so there is a part of it that is my consistency, but there's a huge factor of it which is beyond my control, and I can only take it day by day and try to do the things that I need to do to get better. So stay till the end of this video so you guys can learn some cool tips. So I'm just gonna kind of go through the symptoms instead of going through this long-winded story. So that was kind of my diagnosis kind of story. Fast forward to my symptoms, you guys already know the acne and the weight gain were the two major things that were going on with me. Another thing was anxiety. My anxiety got really, really bad. I never struggled with anxiety before. I thought, or I felt like it was really because of my stressful work environment, and I do think that contributed to it, because when I tell you I had so many panic attacks, EKGs within the 2 years that I worked there, it was really a huge stress on my body. But that, in conjunction with my PCOS, I do believe definitely impacted my body in many ways than none. I was my happiest, and actually my cycle came on after I put in my 2-week notice. So guys, another thing, if you guys are in a stressful environment, definitely, I know especially right now it's a pandemic, it's not easy to lose your jobs, but I do think that you guys should definitely think about your health as your #1 priority. I decided to fast, and I decided to give up meat. A lot of people feel like I gave up meat or went vegan to lose weight. That's not the case, guys. I don't like doing drastic diets. I've done them in the past, they didn't work. For me, my full intention was to get closer to God and just to really refocus on what am I doing with my life. That's when I decided I wanted to start a business. That's when I decided on what I was going to be doing and what job I wanted to work. And I really outlined and started writing and trying to manifest things in my life in that point. So it wasn't about losing the weight. It was about me correcting my hormonal imbalance. So going vegan was definitely tough because I travel for work. However, it wasn't that hard. It was actually very successful in the sense that I lost weight. I lost about 20 pounds. I was very, very excited. I went from the 220 to 200. And I was very, very excited. However, when I went to do my blood work, I was now at risk for type 2 diabetes, even more so. My insulin, was elevated, or whatever it is that they test for type 2. A1 was high, so they told me you got to slow down on the carbs and everything like that. And if you've ever tried being vegan or plant-based diet, I've had more of a plant-based diet. I can't say I was necessarily vegan, and I do think there's a difference. But since I had a plant-based diet, I was generally eating more potatoes, starches, all those things. So it was hard for me to cut carbs and meat at the same time. It's like, what am I gonna eat? Grass? So I decided to try the keto diet, which a lot of people have told me people with PCOS had been successful with keto. Me personally, I didn't like it. It didn't make me feel good. I don't know what it was. And also I didn't see any results. So, and I was breaking out more. I could have been doing it wrong. I'm not gonna whatever, I was working out, but I don't feel like that was the eating lifestyle that I wanted to have. So I just started eating just regularly. Like, I think I cut out meat, like basically flexitarian diet. I didn't eat meat a lot, but I still ate meat. I ate carbs, but I limited the amount of carbs that I was eating from time to time. Okay, fast forward to this year, I decided to really go hard on my PCOS journey, and I feel like I'm always going hard on it, but again, just put a lot of emphasis, take my blood work, like be consistent. So I decided to go on Metformin. The first day that I took Metformin, even after I ate a well-balanced breakfast, you take it with a meal, took a meal, then I had lunch. Immediately after I took it, my mouth started feeling a type of way. I can't describe it, but kind of like dry. So I started drinking a lot of water that day. And I remember just not feeling good. Then I had lunch, and it was a soup and salad day at my job. So I ate lunch, but I immediately started not feel like, I felt like I was losing control over my body. May sound out of whack, but that's how I felt. And after I felt that way, I passed out at work. Basically, long story short, passed out at work and decided Metformin just was not for me. Now, everybody's experience is different. I did end up lowering my dose and trying it again. It does make you use the bathroom quite a bit, or at least that was my experience. I do take it every now and again. And I mean, take it how your doctor prescribed it to you. Again, I'm really bad at that stuff. I hate taking pills every day anyway. So I do think if I have like a high carb day or whatever the case may be, I take it if it helps balance things out, but I'm definitely not taking it every single day, especially after the episode that I had with it, which is probably not a good thing. But hey, that's what I wanted to do, but consult with your physician on what's right for you. I've also been incorporating more natural things. So basically what I've been doing in my life now is I have basically only been using natural skincare products for the most part. I won't say only been using, but for the most part I've been weeding out some of the things that I've had, and now I'm incorporating more DIY masks that I make, or skincare. Like I make my own bar soaps, I make my own body butters. I do also purchase from other Black owned businesses. I definitely believe in supporting each other, and I don't make everything, and sometimes I don't have time or the money to make a whole bunch of products. So I definitely use things every now and again, and I do feel like you have, just as much as you want to take care of what goes inside of your body, you need to make sure what goes on top of your body, because your skin is the biggest organ in your body, and we do absorb a lot of the things we put on it. So keep that in mind. So I have been seeing, like, I haven't broken out in a while. Well, take that back. These masks are really messing with my progress, but for the most part I have not been breaking out or getting more hyperpigmentation. Right now my battle is hyperpigmentation, so I am trying to conquer that. And then from a weight loss standpoint, I am starting to work out again. I've been doing online training, but that does not work for me. I feel like I'm better with one-on-one or somebody physically being there for me. So that is something that I am going to start incorporating this week, actually. And then also I have been doing, so this year around May I started balding, so my edges, and I'll do a video on that and what I did to grow it back, but my edges basically were gone. And if you know me, you know my edges touch my eyebrows, so I've never had an edges problem before in my life. So it was very disheartening to see that, you know, and it broke my confidence a lot that I was balding. I didn't talk about it with anyone actually until I started doing my own avocado mask and different things for my hair, rice water, whatever the case may be. I strictly use natural products in my hair, and I did see like a 4-inch growth up until like what it was like last month. I think I measured it, and it grew about 4 inches from being basically like looking like the peas in the back of your head. So I definitely would say, if you haven't tried natural skincare products, definitely try them out. That is what I personally did, and I'll do a video on what are some of the natural skin products I personally make, or some of the ones that you guys can personally brands that you guys can purchase that I've seen results from. And then also I think with PCOS, it definitely hurts you. I won't say destroys you, but it definitely takes a hit on your self-esteem. It takes a hit on you mentally and emotionally. So if you have the means to get a therapist, I definitely recommend it. I have started therapy this year, and I want to say it has been very helpful. I realized it through my PCOS journey, and I don't want to say I'm alone. I do have a friend, honestly, shout out to her, that I feel like has been my #1 cheerleader through my PCOS journey. The one person, and I mean, I'm not saying my other friends don't listen to me, that's not what I'm saying at all, but I feel like through her advice, like when I had like some huge like pelvic pain and I collapsed on the floor this year, like I knew she was the one person I can call like to cry, and she was just there for me. And I think a lot of the things and the struggles and emotions I go through with PCOS, it's good to have a close friend nearby to really see you through some of these tough situations, and having someone to listen. And I think if you don't have that in your friends, definitely get a therapist. Or there's a lot of PCOS communities out there as well. I would name them down below, but there's a website called Beat PCOS. Her community is definitely one that I love, because even if I don't talk in the group a lot, it's crazy when people are reading my mind. It's almost like their experience is very similar to mine, and it's kind of comforting to know that like I'm not making excuses. Like PCOS is really real for a lot of us, and a lot of us struggle with the same thing. So definitely look into different podcasts, or have a friend who, if you have a friend who has PCOS, it's a little easier to kind of talk about the things that you guys are trying as well. But also, if you can afford therapy, I definitely want to push you guys on therapy. Now, for the sake of this video, I don't want it to be too long. I just wanted to let you guys know what are some of the things that I have been doing personally in my life. There are different vitamins that I have been taking, to help me with PCOS. I'll do a separate video on that just to kind of break this, because I already can see this is going to be a 20-30 minute video. So I'll do a quick short video following this one on the different supplements I have been taking or will start to incorporate to help with my PCOS, and hopefully it can help you guys. Again, these are going to be some immune system type of boosters, so it may not only be targeted towards PCOS. So I don't want you guys to feel like, oh, I don't have PCOS, this isn't for me at all. It just might help you with an underlying hormonal issue or other things as well. But do your own research, talk to your physician, especially if you are taking medicine. You want to make sure that you're not taking certain herbs or certain things in conjunction with your medication. So definitely, guys, do your own research, partner with your doctor. And I'll do another video on just some of the things that I've tried, because I've tried like hormonal injections. I think it's HCG shots, and those are like $300 a vial, and waste of money. I've done B12 shots. Those actually did help with my energy levels. So those are some things that I did incorporating. It's like you take a shot to your stomach or your butt every day and you administer it yourself. So it was kind of like depressing to do that all the time and either not see results or see results, but it was just a lot to do. And I did see results actually with the B12 shots. So guys, if you guys got it, that may be something that you look into. And that's not even just a PCOS thing, that's like a weight loss thing, an energy thing. As I mentioned before, PCOS does take a toll on our energy levels. So you definitely want to make sure that you're doing things to get out of bed, go run, be in the sun, get your D3, make sure you increase your energy levels as much as you possibly can. So thank you guys so much for watching my video, and I will see you next time. Bye guys.